Thanks to her long-running sitcom, The Nanny, Fran Drescher became a comedy icon in the 1990s. But she had to work through a lot to get there, and she's dealt with her share of hardship since, too. In 1985, years before she starred in The Nanny, Fran Drescher was the victim of a violent attack. Drescher was having dinner with then-husband Peter Mark Jacobson and a friend when intruders broke into the couple's house, tied up and blindfolded Jacobson, and proceeded to rape the two women at gunpoint. Years later, Drescher told Fox News, "I felt like I was shattered in a million pieces. It took me at least a year before I even felt close to being myself." Drescher described a time after the incident when she was at a restaurant and was so on edge that when a busboy dropped some utensils, she jumped out of her seat and screamed. In an interview with CNN, Drescher revealed that the two men who'd assaulted her were brothers, and one of them had been on parole.
Very disheartening to think that he was incarcerated and then he was let go, and then he went on a rampage.
The men were later arrested, thanks in large part to Drescher. She explained to CNN that because she has a photographic memory, she was able to assist the police in the facial composite, which ultimately led to the perpetrator's arrests. "I have at least the closure, which a lot of women sadly do not have. But I do, that he's locked away now for good." Drescher appeared in a number of movies and TV shows before starring in The Nanny, but the sitcom, which premiered in 1993, is what made her a household name, leading to plenty of media attention. Unfortunately, it wasn't just the media that had their eye on the actor. Soon after the series hit the airwaves, Drescher became the target of a stalker and was harassed with relentless calls and letters. At the time, sitcoms were often filmed in front of a live studio audience. Drescher was terrified that her stalker could be in attendance at a show. The Nanny was in the middle of its season, so the producers couldn't move the set. So Drescher worked with the show's producers and, with the help of Lisette St. Clair of Central Casting, replaced the audience altogether. St. Clair put out a casting call for a few dozen people so she could screen everyone coming into the studio. Not only did this method of filling the audience ensure everyone was vetted, but St. Clair could also verify that the audience would be good at what sitcom audiences are meant to do, laughing. This then became the norm for sitcoms. Fran Drescher and Peter Mark Jacobson seemed like the perfect couple for decades. They were high school sweethearts, together since they were 15. They collaborated on The Nanny as co-creators and producers. Their traumatic home invasion led the couple to therapy, where Jacobson ultimately confronted his conflicting feelings about his sexuality. Speaking to Oprah, Jacobson said, "We were living a heterosexual life. I wasn't having affairs on the side or anything like that. I thought that I was straight." When he went to therapy in the past, Jacobson said he was often told by his therapists that he wasn't straight. He was gay. Drescher said Jacobson began acting differently. "He was very controlling. He was even jealous of our dog when I wanted the dog to be with us, so it became very suffocating." Jacobson eventually came out to his wife as bisexual.
He did sit me down and he said, "I think I'm bisexual, but I'm making the choice. I love you. I love our life together."
She supported him unconditionally, but ultimately decided to end their 21-year marriage. She said, "He begged me not to leave him, and for me, it was the hardest thing because I've always been all about putting everybody else's feelings above my own." After many years of working through their issues, and with Jacobson now living as a gay man, they are still close friends. He told People in 2011, "We work together, go out to eat, travel together. I feel like I still have a wife." Though they're friends now, Drescher and Jacobson's breakup wasn't amicable at first. The hurt feelings took time to settle before they were eventually resolved. Over the years, Drescher was able to rediscover herself. Speaking with ABC News about the life lessons she learned post-divorce, she said, "I learned not to be afraid to be alone. I learned to be wrong and apologize for it, and the world is not going to come to an end and nobody's going to hate me." Over time, Drescher rekindled her friendship with Jacobson, and they even went on to work together again on another sitcom that was heavily influenced by their own relationship, Happily Divorced. Just 1 year after her divorce from Jacobson, Drescher was hit with more life-changing news. She was diagnosed with stage 1 uterine cancer. The news wasn't a major shock to the actor, though. She had spent the last 2 years visiting 8 doctors for her symptoms, which included cramping and spotting between periods. Although she was originally misdiagnosed with perimenopause, a biopsy confirmed what she suspected. What should have been private news quickly became public. Drescher told Cancer Connect, "I was outed by the tabloids. There was no recovering and keeping it under the rug and going back to normal. I had to develop a new normal." After a few years of treatment, she was declared cancer-free. Drescher released her memoir, Cancer Schmancer, in 2002, in which she delved into her survival story and the difficulty she faced during the diagnosis stage in hopes of raising awareness. Drescher went on to found the Cancer Schmancer movement. According to the organization's website, its mission is, quote, "to save lives by transforming the nation's current sick care system into one that focuses on genuine health care." Cancer Schmancer movement focuses on prevention, detection, and policy change. And it played a pivotal role in getting the Gynecologic Cancer Education and Awareness Act passed in 2007.
I got famous, I got cancer, and I lived to talk about it.
Yeah.
In 2016, Drescher was the keynote speaker at the Smart Women Luncheon and Expo, an annual fundraiser put on by the Mary Telfair Women's Hospital in Savannah, Georgia. An incredible $151,000 was raised for uninsured women to receive breast health care, including mammograms. Drescher spoke with the hospital's parent company, St. Joseph's Candler Health System, ahead of the fundraiser, and she explained one devastating element of her cancer treatment. Within just weeks of being diagnosed, the actress said she underwent a full hysterectomy. Drescher said, "I felt betrayed by my own body. I wasn't given a choice about how I would live the rest of my life. But you have to play the hand that's been dealt you, and you have to play it as elegantly and courageously as you can." Thankfully, the procedure proved effective, and the actor has been cancer-free for over 2 decades now. Speaking with prevention, she said, "As you age, it's important to aim for optimal health. To do that, you have to honor your body and really listen to it. If you think something is going on with your health, pay attention so that you can get to the root of the issue and make the necessary changes. We all deserve a long, healthy life." Drescher's character on The Nanny, Fran Fine, may have fallen into her job of caring for children rather easily and eventually became stepmom to the kids on the show. But Fran Drescher never had that parental experience herself. While she was lucky to survive cancer, the procedure that possibly saved her life also sealed her fate, guaranteeing that she would never be able to become pregnant or give birth. In 2020, many years after her hysterectomy, Drescher spoke with The Cut about the disappointment she felt about never having kids. She said, "I think I would have been a good mom, and sometimes I think I kind of missed out on that." The following year, Drescher spoke with Closer Weekly about her outlook after the ordeal she went through, saying, "You could waste a lot of time saying, 'Why me? This wasn't supposed to happen.' But you have to start asking yourself, 'Why did the universe present this to me? How can I benefit from it, even though it is very painful?' You have to grab a hold of yourself and figure out how to turn this lemon into lemonade." While she may not have had children, Drescher is a devoted dog mom. She described her pup to the publication, saying, "She's a gorgeous white husky shepherd mix with one blue eye and one brown eye. I rescued her right before the lockdown, and we really bonded together at home." Drescher's first marriage and divorce were highly publicized, but her second one was less of a talking point. In 2014, she married Shiva Ayyadurai, a politician, entrepreneur, and self-professed inventor of email. The couple turned out to be far from compatible, sources alleged to Closer Weekly. One told the publication, "They realized pretty quickly that things weren't working as a married couple. Shiva wasn't willing to compromise much, and he never loved her lifestyle as an actress." Another insider called the couple complete opposites, adding that Ayyadurai was shyer than Drescher and that he didn't seem to enjoy the spotlight as much as she did. They lasted as a couple until 2016, when the actor announced their split via Instagram, writing in part, "No regrets. Love is a journey of many chapters." Drescher delved into her decision to end her second marriage in an interview with The Cut, saying, "The first year was bliss, the second year was agony and ecstasy, and the third year was just agony, and I said, enough." The Hollywood star is an outspoken optimist, and despite this setback, she seems to have moved on. Drescher is still very close with ex-husband Peter Jacobson and has already stated her intentions of growing old with him. As she explained to the Daily Mail, "We are divorced, but still single because it is hard to compete with what we shared. We have been together since we were 15 and we've been through so much." If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE 4673.